Good morning. You are Stephanie Garay.
Yes.
Ms. Garay, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Tonight on Courtroom Chaos, we're diving into 3 cases that will leave you speechless. First, a woman facing her second DUI charge in a short time, but the details of her last case will make you question everything. Then, a driver who blows a zero on the breathalyzer after being pulled over for reckless driving. So what was he on? And finally, an undercover police sting takes down 3 street racers pushing their Camaros to an unbelievable 125 miles per hour on a public highway. Fines, jail time, and losing their cars forever are all on the table. You are not going to want to miss a single second of this. Let's get into it. Music fades into the start of the video.
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you now. Okay.
On January 31st, 2025, at approximately 1:34 a.m., officer observed a vehicle failed to signal a lane change in Harris County, Texas. The vehicle also had unconfirmed insurance. The defendant was later ID'd by Texas driver's license, and upon contact, the officer observed slurred speech, red bloodshot eyes, and a strong odor of alcohol emitting from the defendant's breath and person. The defendant admitted to consuming 3 beers. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN. 6 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk-in turn. 3 out of 4 clues were observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read to the defendant, and the defendant refused a breath sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
What did you say the stop was? I missed it.
The stop was for a failure to signal lane change, and then the officer ran the plate and saw that the vehicle had unconfirmed insurance.
Okay.
All right. Let's break this down because the prosecution just laid out a textbook DWI case. The officer notes slurred speech and the smell of alcohol, and she admits to drinking 3 beers. But the key here is the field sobriety test. 6 out of 6 clues on the HGN refers to the eye test, which is incredibly difficult to pass if you're impaired. She then failed the other physical tests and, crucially, refused the breathalyzer. In most states, that's an automatic license suspension under implied consent laws. By refusing, she forced them to get a warrant for her blood, which prosecutors often prefer because a blood test is far more scientifically accurate and harder for defense attorneys to challenge in court. She basically handed them a stronger case.
Okay. Ms. Garay, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail.
Judge, would you consider an interlock for this case?
I am, because she just had one that was dismissed. So I am now placing a restriction on your license. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. If you're caught.
Whoa. Hold on. Did the judge just say she just had one that was dismissed? This changes everything. This isn't just a first-time mistake. It's a pattern of behavior. A dismissal isn't a finding of innocence. It could mean anything from evidence being suppressed to a witness not showing up. The fact she was arrested again so soon for the same thing is a massive red flag for this judge, and you can see his entire demeanor shift. He immediately grants the prosecution's request for an ignition interlock device, which is a car breathalyzer. He is not playing around. What do you guys think? Is the judge right to come down this hard on her because of a previously dismissed case? Let me know in the comments.
Driving a vehicle that doesn't have one, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? Hey, you have a great lawyer listed in Mr. Darvish, and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court because you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't drink. And if you lose your license between now and then, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
I do.
Right. The other thing is also a condition of your bond is you're not allowed to drive unless you have liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? So if you drove here today and you don't have liability insurance, you can't drive. You understand?
I do.
All right. So I'm going to have you sign a receipt. Victoria will have you get fleeced for your bond conditions, and then you guys are free to go. All right. Thanks, guys.
Right, Judge, next is page 3. Chirino, come on up.
You, Mr. Chirino. Good morning, sir. Sir, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On January 30th, 2025, at 5:48 PM, an officer observed a vehicle in Harris County, Texas, traveling at a visibly high rate of speed in a 40-mile-per-hour zone and drive through a stop sign without stopping. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer observed glossy eyes, slurred speech, and relaxed, giggly behavior. The defendant admitted to drinking a glass of wine prior. SFSTs were conducted. 2 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN test. 3 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk and turn. 3 out of 4 clues on the one-leg stand. DIC was read, and the defendant blew a .000. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Wait, rewind that. He blew a 0.00. That is a massive plot twist. The officer observes slurred speech and giggly behavior. He admits to drinking wine, and he fails multiple parts of sobriety tests. Yet the breathalyzer shows absolutely no alcohol in his system. This is where things get interesting. DWI doesn't just mean drunk. It means driving while intoxicated by any substance. This could be prescription medication, marijuana, or something else entirely. The officer clearly believed he was impaired by something, which is why they went for the blood warrant. That blood test is now the entire case for the prosecution. This went from a standard DWI to a major mystery. What do you think they're going to find in his blood?
Executed.
Did you say that he had a strong odor of alcohol in breath, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech?
So he had glossy eyes, slurred speech, relaxing, giggly behavior, and before that, and then he admitted also to drinking a glass of wine.
Okay. I'm going to find probable cause just for now. Mr. Chirinos Tercios, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any prior DWIs?
No prior DWIs.
Do you see if he has a valid Texas driver license?
The driver's license is up.
As long as you have liability insurance in your name, you may continue to drive. You need car insurance. If you don't have car insurance, then you're not allowed to drive as well. That is a condition of your bond. You have a lawyer, because you have one, we will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. Just don't drink, don't use illegal drugs, and you'll be fine. All right? I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria. We'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions. After that, you're free to go, guys. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right this way.
Oh, Mr. Clay, you ready? Come on. That's okay. So let's do the other ones as well, since they're co-defendants, right? Kasim, come up. Rios, come up. Oh, Brent, that's yours. You have one. All right. So Brent, this is your gentleman here?
Mine's gonna
That's yours. Okay. So you are Mr. Kasim?
My attorney, yes, Your Honor. My attorney will be running a little late.
Who is your lawyer?
It's the Sadie law firm. He should be coming.
Let me see if I see any admins. All right. Well, I called him. He didn't answer. So you all are here. We're going to do probable cause. Each of you are charged with racing on a highway. Who's Carlos Gomez? You're Carlos Gomez. Mr. Gomez, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Mr. Kasim, you are charged with racing on a highway, and you are charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the weapon case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On the racing, up to 6 months. As you, Mr. Rios, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine on the racing case. Gentlemen, we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay?
On February 1st, 2025, an officer who was part of a plainclothes traffic crimes task force was near Cross Timbers and East Texas Freeway in Harris County, Texas, where there was known to be a large street takeover group meeting. Officers in plain clothes were conducting a surveillance of the group of cars known to conduct the takeovers. The officer followed members of this group, specifically a gray Camaro, a white Camaro, and another Camaro. Officers witnessed the 3 vehicles slow down to 50 miles per hour and accelerate simultaneously up to speeds well over 125 miles per hour in order to outpace each other.
This is absolutely insane. Let's put 125 miles per hour into perspective. That's over twice the legal speed limit on most highways. At that speed, you are covering the length of a football field in less than 2 seconds. There is zero margin for error. The mention of a plainclothes traffic crimes task force and street takeover group tells you this wasn't a random traffic stop. This was a targeted operation. Cities across the country are creating these specialized units to crack down on illegal street racing, which has become a massive public danger. These three weren't just caught speeding. They were caught participating in what law enforcement considers organized criminal activity, and they are facing a world of
Face
hurt
each
for it.
other. Plainclothes officers were able to keep these vehicles in sight until marked patrol vehicles arrived and conducted traffic stops. Officers pulled over the vehicles and made an arrest.
So each one of them are in cars lined up?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Lane 1, lane 2, and lane 3.
Okay, so tell me about the gun on Mr. Kasim's case.
I'm sorry, Judge, what was the question?
So Kasim is Kasem. While you're looking at, gentlemen, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm going to tell you now, living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. And I am now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in these types of activities anymore. Racing, street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving. If I find that you do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in jail. The next thing I will do is I will take your ability to drive away from you. Do you understand? Not only that, the Texas legislature has made it extremely easy for DAs across the state of Texas to seize, take cars permanently for people who are continuously participate in these activities. And I'm telling you because I've seen it here where people get their $80,000 to $100,000 car seized and taken, and they don't get it back.
Pay close attention, because this is the hammer blow. The judge is talking about civil asset forfeiture, and he is not bluffing. Under Texas law, vehicles used in street racing can be seized and permanently forfeited to the state. This means the government can take their $80,000 to $100,000 cars, sell them at auction, and keep the money. And this can happen even if they are never criminally convicted. It's a hugely controversial but powerful tool that law enforcement uses to cripple these street racing operations by taking away their most valuable assets. For these guys, the thought of losing their prized Camaros might be a more terrifying punishment than a few months in jail. The judge knows this, and he's making sure they do, too.
And back. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kasim admitted to having the handgun in his fanny pack to the officer.
So can you file those conditions on all these gentlemen? Or I guess, let's go through each of them. Do they have Texas driver license?
They all have eligible Texas driver's license.
Great. All right. One more thing, gentlemen. You are not allowed to drive unless you have liability insurance in your name. If you do not have car insurance, then you're not allowed to drive. If I find that you drive without car insurance or you violate any of these conditions, I will put you in jail. I will do everything in my power to protect my community. Imagine you hit something at 125 miles an hour. You crush anything. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will have you each take a seat while we craft your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. Because you guys have lawyers, I will waive your appearances. So you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they cannot get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging and playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You pick up a new case, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You become a danger to my community, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to have you each go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
Gomez?
And then if you can file all those and all of them. Thanks, Brent. Texas or liability insurance, no racing, reckless driving, donuts,
Okay.
street takeovers, and
Go ahead
and
and
the
back
like.
signature box behind you. Judge, they're all state's bond conditions?
Yeah.
I'll pass it.
What an intense session in court. Let's recap what just happened. Stephanie Gay is now under extremely strict bond conditions, including an ignition interlock, all because her prior dismissed DWI came back to haunt her. The fate of Mr. Chino, the driver who blew a 0.00, now rests entirely on what his blood test reveals, leaving everyone in suspense. And the three street racers got a brutal reality check from the judge, who made it crystal clear that their next joyride could cost them their freedom and their six-figure cars. From shocking revelations to life-altering consequences, these cases show just how quickly things can escalate in the justice system. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.